俺は二人とも愛してる!
Mushoku Tensei Season 3, Episode 3. Let me catch you guys up real quick. The first two episodes of this season were about Eris' training arc. Non-stop training montages and tests. So this relaxing, calm, wholesome episode really felt like a breath of fresh air. The episode title, Life Back at Home, describes it perfectly, while also hinting that life might not be the same very soon. After all the chaos that had happened last season, he's finally home and has the time to really take in the moment. He's got both of his wives, his daughter, his sisters, and even his mother together in one place, and it looks to be just about perfect. Make sure you guys enjoy it while it lasts though, because I have a reason to believe that this is going to be the calm before the storm. The next big action arc that will take place has to do with the floating castle seen in the trailer. There's no telling how soon they want to get there, because there's still more of this calmer, wholesome arc of him and his family living their lives by the university. Like pretty much the entirety of volume 13 is this slice of lifestyle filler. Of course, it doesn't really feel like filler, and that's because of how much we went through in the past few seasons. After waking up in the morning, Rudeus, Sylphie, and Roxy attend the university. Since they're not adventuring and earning income in that way, they have to go teach. So pretty much it's like having a normal life with a normal job. They have to go to their daily job every day and come back home. No one is really up for adventures since losing Paul, and Rudy losing his hand meant that he wouldn't really be the same fighter, which by the way is a problem that does get solved in the episode minutes later. On their way to the university, Rudy realizes that he had been introducing everyone at the university to Roxy as his master, but not his wife. Now, this is really more of a Japanese cultural thing. They like to be formal and make things clear about these kind of relationships at work, especially. And in that way, it also insulted Roxy somewhat, because it's kind of an important thing to make sure people know she belongs to someone. The other part is the fact that Milis, the Milis religion in the continent, has structured the culture there. And they believe that monogamy is the, good thing, right? So the issue is that Roxy would be seen as somebody he was cheating with rather than actually being married to. Rudy realizes this and apologizes immediately, hugging both of them and proclaiming his love in front of everybody at the university.
It should have been me, not him! It's not fair!
This is understandably a confusing bit because it relies a lot on the world building that is unfortunately left out in the anime. In the light novels, you have to understand there's more internal monologue and there's more world building happening, and so it makes a lot more sense when you are reading the scene happening in the light novel. Norn is embarrassed by this, and if you remember a while back, she was and still is a believer in Milis, which I think is their version of Christianity. Like, the one important rule they both have is sticking to one wife for life. She seems to have calmed down a bit, but obviously this still makes her uncomfortable, like the entire arrangement, and you see that throughout the episode. Now, this is actually a big plot point in the episode later on with Cliff. Cliff is known for his faith in Milis and is actually disappointed in Rudy for not being satisfied with one wife, pretty much scolding him for it. Like, bro, one wasn't enough for you? Like, a second wife? Like, really, man? What's wrong with you? He eventually forgives him because he knows Rudy isn't really a worshiper, and it's not like Rudy's a monster. It's very obvious that so far as the marriage goes, Rudy's been good to everybody. Speaking of Milis though, certain darker events occur in the light novels surrounding the Church of Milis and Rudy's family. But whether or not they're going to adapt it is really up in the air. I'm pretty sure the path they want to take with the show is to tone things down like they have been, but this arc in the books is pretty gnarly and very essential for a huge plot point later on. After him and Cliff talk, Zenoba and Julie show Rudeus a new invention, which is pretty much a prosthetic hand that he can manipulate with earth magic. As for what's inside the glove exactly, I'm unsure, but maybe a combination of clay and wooden joints. They were able to make the prosthetic hand from studying the automaton. The automaton, if you remember, was found in the mansion Rudy lives in now. This is a huge foreshadowing moment because the automaton was made by a dragon king named Chaos. Without spoiling too much, this is also connected with the castle in the sky that you see in the trailer. At this point, it feels like this is going to be the next big arc. I mean, there's so many things pointing to it. It just seems obvious that this is going to be the next part of the story that they're going to adapt. The episode ends the way it starts, with the family together enjoying a meal, only now it's at the end of the day. Now, after everyone is in bed, it turns out that Rudeus likes to sneak off and worship the underwear he stole from Roxy all those years ago. I'm sure some of you are shaking your heads wondering, why does he do this? Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be here with episode 4 next week. See y'all later.